So, hello. So we're going to go through a post-mortem of the 209th Billy weekly deathmatch with thwol here, who won in a very entertaining game against tamesizeya, who sadly can't join us. So this is the game from tamesizeya's viewpoint, because I know that thwol will remember every single card he had, and will be able to tell us what's in his hand. So. Okay, so we started off, and I think these were, from these two cards, the wheel is an obvious meld. And you, thwol, chose clothing. Your other one was?
The other one was city states. So
right, yeah.
Yeah, city states, yeah.
Yes, of course, because we saw that. So
yeah, we all see, yeah.
So clothing's a nice card to meld. The downside is that all the green cards are good to meld. So if your opponent has a green card, they will almost certainly have melded it, so you only get the 1 point. But yep, fair enough. Obviously here, use the wheel, and then melded pottery as protection against clothing, we assume.
Yes. Yeah, so from this position in general, I think sharing is the right thing.
Yeah, I think I was also saying sharing is probably correct.
Yes.
I mean, as long as you can meld. If you cannot meld, maybe.
Yeah. Assuming you have a different.
Yeah. So indeed. So yeah. So masonry had to be melded, and you melded metalworking. Everyone got 2 points, and you got an extra card, which was
I think archery.
Yeah.
Let me just check. I will just fast forward on the. I have another window open so that I can. Yes.
Archery. Okay.
Archery, yes.
Right. And then, drew some more cards. Drew some more cards. Fairly standard in this situation is obviously looking towards getting monument via masonry, which is a standard procedure when you have masonry in the wheel on your board.
Yeah, actually, at this stage,
I don't think.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry. I mean, obviously it's good to get monument, but I think getting the one achievement is more important.
Yes, I agree. I think.
He gave up the one. He gave up the one achievement.
I think this is like a strategical decision if you want a special achievement or age age 1. And personally, I think in general you want age 1 because age 1 is contested, whereas you are the only one that could get monument.
Just nothing but yes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so he's given up on age 1 basically because.
So there was a point where he could actually get age 1. So that's.
Although of course, I mean, he can still get it the next right. He knew that if he gave the wheel, you couldn't. Yeah, it was unlikely you would score enough. So yeah, we saw that.
Yeah. So here is the point.
Here
I thought
pottery to get the first achievement, and he could return writing calendar and currency, which would not harm his chances of getting monument later, right? So he has 3 cards without castles that he could return if he wanted to, in order to get 3 points from pottery.
Yes, that's what I would have done at least.
Yeah, we were discussing. We were wondering, well, what's his? He probably doesn't want to give away a card with a castle because he wants to get monument, and it would allow you with metalworking to score.
Metalworking.
But it was then very clear from what happened that he had 3 of each, because he drew a card, a 4th card with the castle, and then went and did this. So. And then, you now have the wheel, so you can draw a couple of cards. Do you remember what those are, or are you able?
I'm fast forwarding 1 second.
And then, of course, you took the first achievement because you were given the opportunity to do so, and if you didn't, I'm sure tamesizeya would have been
Yes.
happy to take it instead.
Yes.
Also, map making here was
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
So,
yes. Yeah, so the cards were what is it?
Yeah.
Math and canal building.
right. So okay, so we used map making a couple of times to get up to 10 points. You did some metalworking, scored engineering, got compass, melded canal building, presumably to block off map making.
Yes, maybe here
So
maybe I
for
could
maybe
have,
like scoring.
yeah, like I'm not sure if this was the right idea, but like I was just like, he knew that I had compass, so actually not melding compass was not particularly smart, but I thought he could steal it with road building, and I really
Right.
wanted pottery to go away.
Pottery
So
to yes.
pottery on my
I see.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were also thinking maybe about using the wheel to draw some more threes and then using canal building to boost your score pile.
Yeah, like
Might not be fast.
yeah, that might have been a good idea. Just canal building in my mind doesn't exist in general.
It's not helpful much beyond the symbols it has, which are quite useful in the early game to stop bad things happening.
Like if you have, for instance, like you can get one achievement with canal building in some situations. It's just that I really forget about it. Like there was a final against Pai Wang, and like I had to choose between taking 3 and 4, and I said, oh, like let's take 4 because 3 is safe, and instead
Safe, but canal building
canal
happened.
building, yeah.
Yeah, that's classic.
Okay, so tamesizeya takes a second achievement, and then uses pottery to score another 2 points.
Yeah, that makes
Didn't like calendar, I guess.
Well, I mean, if you have
If you got pottery, if you got pottery,
Yeah, because pottery, yeah.
it is true that he was not going to have pottery for long, so
Well, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Like in general, like I thought here pottery was my only way to go back in the game. Like, and I had math, so I was thinking like, okay, hopefully maybe with a bit of luck I can get 5. And if 5 doesn't work, then I can try to get 6 with
6.
math.
So you don't. So mathematics is one of the cards I almost always meld and use as soon as it comes into my hand, which is obviously something you didn't do. And
I think
you also said you expected that was probably thwol's too, that he would be holding on to it. So I'm just
I was expecting that to be mathematics.
Yeah, why you think it's a good card to hold on to?
Well, the reason. So math can be used in 2 ways, I think. One is a strategic solution, which means draw mathematics, draw mathematics, draw mathematics. You get to 10 and something happens. Or you get stuck in before that because you get a blue. And that's a strategic option. But my problem is if the other person is ahead in crowns and starts having like enterprise banking,
and right.
yeah, then your chances of succeeding in this are very, very slim, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it depends where you get it, because the cards you described, enterprise banking, societies, are all 4s and 5s. So if you get mathematics early in the 2s, and it can be a while before your opponent can.
That is true, but then you have another problem because the other person can have construction, road building, which in this case was already out, machinery, and
machinery and
Like
compass.
they can make your life miserable because like you say you every card you play you have to meld or you have to use math on
Yes.
it, and
Mhm.
if in any way they can steal, then it's the end. Instead, so my general idea is like if you can prevent the other person from winning 6-0, so you get one of the one or two of the numbered achievements, then the game goes forward, and if you have points, then math is at a very useful tactical card to get you over one level higher.
Okay, that's
So
interesting advice. I mean, my
Yeah.
my problem is every time I use math, I just meld translation over the top of it immediately.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I also
so
try to like I mean I if I get it very early I might like just try to go for the, the like
but yeah,
faster
I mean,
portions.
there are certainly cards in the threes, like machinery that can be
Yes.
problematic if you're just leveling up and not scoring points.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean, this is an advice I give you. If you play Sea Drake, just give up hopes that math will work. Like, no way. Like,
Yeah,
he will systematically go through
yeah,
all the cards so he has a perfect counter.
right.
right.
And
Um, okay, so that's good to know. That's some good advice that I will certainly take on board, and hopefully will help me. So back to the game.
yes,
So yeah, so you got pottery, and tamesizeya chose city states rather than metalworking, which seems reasonable because metalworking doesn't have much value at this stage in the game.
no it
Road
covers road.
building is a card he still wants
Yeah.
to keep on his board because that is organized chaos. So map making one more time, up to 16 points, and melds currency as another way to score some points.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I mean,
you
I wasn't.
then started. I mean, I was slightly in the commentary. I was slightly surprised here because pottery was scoring quite slowly at this stage. You know, and you seem to be some way behind in points, but obviously you knew what you were doing.
Well, the idea was like I have to do something. Like,
Yeah, like otherwise there's not much other choice
Yeah.
probably.
and I was happy that he covered
Map making.
map making because
Map
at
making.
least I could, instead of drawing, I could get one more point, which is not much, but you never know.
So
This
he
is at least
used
better.
currency to dump another one back in to frustrate you with pottery and score 6 points.
Yeah, actually, one thing that was interesting here was I ended up drawing medicine, so the
Oh.
extra ones were actually useful to me.
Okay.
Like in the score pile, like they were potential. I never end up using.
Right, but yeah, in terms of swapping,
Yeah,
giving
but
up a
yeah.
one for a higher card, yeah. So yeah, and so some more pottery.
Mhm.
So you basically just scored a point there. And then have another go. So you're slowly picking up points. And then after map making, here comes navigation.
Yeah, because like the situation was not bad enough.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, this is very bad, extremely bad.
So yes,
Yeah, it was like if that four is it's navigation, I think I'm done.
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
So takes the third achievement. You keep going. You're scoring 4 points though, so it's
Classic pottery.
happening. And
And
gunpowder.
yeah, I got gunpowder.
So this is where we started thinking it's quite interesting because under domestication is fermenting and mace.
Fermenting. Yeah.
So there's several cards that gunpowder can steal under there. So tamesizeya achieves 4 and then draws. Right, so this is what we figured happened from the card. We figured he didn't have colonialism, because he obviously would have melded that to stop
Mhm.
gunpowder. And yeah, was kind of fishing for that to try and stop things rather than just meld over domestication or cities. Although we thought maybe if he had a yellow card, he might have chosen to meld it over domestication, since that's a deep stack.
Yes.
But anyway, so yep. Gunpowder, he gave up domestication. You scored a 4. Then he gave up city states, which slightly surprised me because I thought the crowns would be useful. And since he's going to meld colonial,
Yeah, he also had enterprise still. With a lot of
yes,
crowns.
because he's about to meld colonialism over road building. So, for the sake of a single point, it seemed. But maybe he wants road building because he thinks this will help to get empire later, which indeed it. If you don't have any cards anywhere in your stacks with castles anywhere, then you can't get empire. So maybe that was the thinking.
And fermenting, maybe he wanted to keep it in case of, like, if he wanted to deplete the stack. I don't know.
Yeah, I was okay with that. I just thought maybe giving up road building rather than city states might be. But yes, I guess if he's going to meld enterprise, then city states is certainly it's 1 point. So okay, so this is an opportunity just to meld 2 cards in one go.
Yep.
Which is better than melding 1 card. He doesn't want to do that thing. And now it's like, now I can do navigation, and I'm sure you're very happy with that. Well,
yes, I was ecstatic.
So yeah. So I mean, you're you're level on points now. You've both got 24 points, and it's kind of a race to see if who can score some extra points and get to the 5th achievement. You decided to draw rather than yeah, I guess that's kind of your only choice.
I mean, it was just like I would give more points to be stolen, so I thought,
yeah, definitely, yeah.
You cut
yes,
the loss.
Indeed, if you return the 3, whereas you can return the 4. So,
and also the 3 was medicine, so I was still thinking of if at some point he stops stealing my points and he gets some higher cards, maybe I can do something about it.
Okay, so you got over 25 points, but we know that there's no way for you to get the 5th achievement here.
Yes.
So he's happy to steal a card and then draw a 5.
Draw 5, yeah.
On the assumption that you weren't able to steal that in some way. So off you go, a bit more pottery.
Did he have machinery in the score pile?
I'm not sure. Yeah, can we check that? Or I think we can check that, right?
We can. No, not
maybe you can Control F and see if machinery comes out.
I don't think it will show.
Maybe in the log. In the log.
You're right. Yeah.
In the log, does it show?
No, so
not in the log.
Oh, you draw and scroll. I see. You'll say like you draw and scroll machinery.
Right. That's
So I assume it didn't have machinery in
yeah.
the
If it is 0, then so I could have had machinery. I didn't.
Right.
Okay, so right, so you just did some pottery there, and now it's going to meld a 5 and take the 5th achievement, and now it's looking, quite grim for you.
Yes. Just one observation. That 5 I have in my hand was pyrite gold. For a second, I was thinking, should I meld it? At least this way we are tied. But then I saw banking, maybe not.
Yeah.
So, okay, get rid of pirate code, score some more points. So what are you thinking at this point, thwol? What's your...
Well, like...
Or you just, I can't do anything but pottery, so let's see if something drops into my lap.
No, it was like... The idea was like, I have to do mathematics. Like the timing kept getting worse somehow, because like before he could steal with enterprise. Now he can also steal with banking.
Bank, yeah, they're like they're not, yeah, this is the reverse. Yeah.
So the fortunately I got astronomy, because otherwise I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
thought
astronomy was
that
very
was,
good.
you know, that was obviously your ideal card.
Yeah.
I was
If not, I
discussing
would
them.
have probably melded math
Mathematics and try to go
and
up.
go to 6 and at least achieve 6, and then possibly get stolen what had to be stolen. But
Yeah.
Yes, although, you know, your 6 could have got stolen, right? So it's
Yeah.
2 actions to meld math, and then
no, so I wanted to meld math on the previous, like if astronomy had not been astronomy,
right, okay.
but I needed to have enough points to make sure that like
You get touch.
Yeah, you've got cards that protect math from being stolen by enterprise.
yes.
So okay, so says you wanted basically to get the crown majority back
Yes.
by displaying his cards, and then decided he wanted gunpowder, which
Yeah, like
I wasn't sure about.
Yeah, like
I mean, it gets him points. He
I'm not
knows
sure.
the workings underneath it, so it gets him some points. But
I mean,
yep.
if he had used enterprise, I would have given him compass, I think. Just to have one less type
Yeah,
of
get rid of
card to
banking.
worry about. Well, like because
Anyway.
then you can get the leaves can be stolen. So I'm not entirely sure if it was an improvement, but
So here, yep, astronomy. So you got industrialization, which obviously you can't meld, and then you got metric system, which you go, like, oh, that's not bad, and then you're like, oh no, now I've got classification on top of it.
actually, I was happy it got covered, because otherwise enterprise could.
I know, yeah, I know. I said
That's true.
yeah, I
Yes.
guess that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, so that actually worked. Yeah, that did work out quite well in that nothing was
Yeah.
was stolen.
Still.
So yeah, I had noticed that at the time.
At some point, I was waiting for enterprise to do something, because like, okay, like for him, the situation now is not like he can just think, okay, like he will get 6, probably 7, but
Like yeah, at this point
I
I was
can
thinking
still
like
find a
yeah,
way to
he
get the
probably
last.
We
like
we were discussing what Tamesizeya's plan was here in terms of what was he going for his 6th achievement. So, you know, Empire didn't look that. I mean, Empire was some way off, right? Because you need to be in the 7th then, and he had no light bulbs and not many castles. Wonder also looked some way off because he's short of, you know, cards in piles to display. So it wasn't, you know, clear that there was
obvious.
any
Yeah.
short-term direction to getting a win, since you were likely to get the 6th and the 7th achievements. So, you know, maybe you're just ticking over to see what might come up and keeping his options open.
Yes.
And so scoring points was reasonable, although we did note that because you had no red card, that you might have been able to use astronomy to get universe later in the game.
Yes.
When it looked like you might get the 8th and, you know, all the remaining achievements, numbered achievements, and universe was a possible way forward. So yeah, you draw some cards, you achieve 6, as we thought you would, and then so you chose. We assumed that you chose to draw a card rather than use atomic theory for fear that you would meld a card that would be stolen.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it was still going to be stolen, but at least I wanted age 7.
You want to
yeah,
get this one.
So,
or like
melded,
worst case scenario, I could try maybe to cover it with something else. I don't think I had much to cover it with, but like.
So Cole, he did, you know, he's always quite lucky to get a blue card there to get extra skill. And then, yeah, Then he did this, which was just terrible.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, my
I mean,
heart
fair
is
enough, he
still
needs to
bleeding.
score. Yeah. He
I will
wanted,
yeah, I agree
avenge
that
you.
he wanted to score
yeah,
some
if it
points, and that was a pile
yeah,
that he could. And now, now Empire is looking closer,
Yes.
right?
that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's only one bubble.
yeah.
The clock.
So you splayed a bit. Meld
And I
Evolution, you must have been delighted by.
Yeah, so this was just
Yeah.
was a saving grace because like
yeah, it's like
yeah, like I was imagining, oh my god, like I don't know,
I
like
mean that before that I was also like thinking you probably like had the better chances because
yeah.
like
Or here
and
there was
then
a
I'm not
path.
sure yeah.
Here
I
there
mean
was a
like,
path.
here now it's even more clear. But yeah, before that, I mean you would eventually get yeah, I guess depends on what you get. But it wasn't clear what his last achievement would be. So like
So, yeah. So Tamesizeya, I mean, but he freed up colonialism to do some tucking, either to get through the ages or to fill out his
and
stats.
maybe
Possibility of getting
maybe also
Wonder.
to get maybe also trying to get Empire.
Yeah, try get Empire, maybe, Wonder or something. So it's not it's not obvious he has much else to do.
I mean, the other option is fermenting, I guess.
Yeah, so some combination of, but yeah, I guess is a way to draw more cards.
Right. Also, yeah. Also, like
Colonialism,
probably
yeah,
to get explosives and try to like steal your
yeah. So he
because
took,
like here like astronomy was also like something that was on our minds at this point.
yeah.
Like you probably get 8, 9, and then astronomy. That was
So
one possible.
as we expected here, so you got yourself a
Okay,
9.
draw 9.
So now we see where. So at this point, I think we commented. So we're like, okay, well, you can get 8 and 9, and we know you've got vaccination. So you could meld your 9 if it was safe, get the 8 and 9 achievements, meld vaccination, and use astronomy to win. But that's kind of slow-ish, right? But that
Yeah,
was
so that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot
Right.
that kind of building.
But 5 moves isn't 5. You say I can definitely win in 5 moves. That's not bad. So yeah, so now,
So
now it's
yeah,
pretty obvious
here.
what Tamesizeya's plan is. So yeah,
Draw
we
railroad.
realize that you've got at this point you have to win within 2 turns probably. 5 actions is too long because he's likely to. All he has to do is get railroad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then there's this.
Yeah. So
Double
there's a
edge
chance
effect.
he could, get railroad in the. So he could win next turn, but you have to hope he can't and formulate a plan to win within the next 2 turns, which of course you do. So
yeah, pretty cute tactic.
so you do that 9, and then
Draw a 10.
draw a 10.
Yeah, here I was just, please not explosive, please not
Yeah,
please not
yeah,
explode.
no explosive. Or no, like railroad or something. Wait, do you have railroad? Like railroad just means like if he drew railroad, then like railroad.
Yes, if he had drawn railroad, the game would have been over because he would have melded it. But instead, he had bicycle and lightning, so he now knows he can win next turn unless. So this was the thing where we said, oh, he should use enterprise to steal canal building. Because I mean, the fact that you have mathematics meant you could win anyway, but he doesn't know that for sure. So, the situation here is that you could use canal building and then evolution to win. Yes. And so this, I think, was a mistake that didn't matter.
Another option could have been like using fermenting again.
But you're going to win this coming turn, right?
Well, but that way he puts more cards in the. Like he can share canal building.
Oh right, he has more. Yeah, right. He has more crowns, so could share cannot be.
So that way he puts
he gets more
35
points.
points and he takes 10 away, so he gets 25 more points, and then he would be ahead.
Right.
Sorry,
Yeah,
what?
I think he'll be ahead. So like if he drew 2 more 7s here,
Yeah.
and then in the next turn, if thwol did Kano building, then tamesizeya would share it and
Oh,
then like
okay. Right. Oh, yes.
get more points.
Sorry, I hadn't
Yes.
thought about that. The canal building being
Yeah, I
shipped.
really forgot about that. Yeah.
So yes, that would be 35. So you get 25. Yes, indeed. Okay. So yes, we didn't spot that.
Yeah.
Like, I also was about to make them, like I was thinking, oh, I can do canal building without anything. Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Too many 7s here.
But that move,
Like,
yeah.
did he already have?
But this
Did he
move,
already have 2 minutes? Oh, yeah, you have to recover.
that move can't win
Yeah.
because even
Yeah.
canal building
Yeah, I agree.
doesn't have enough points.
Yeah, now it's just over.
Actually, canal building. No, so stealing. Yeah, he could steal canal. Steal canal building prevents the whole thing. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's all you do.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
that was yeah. If you'd stolen canal building, you would not have been able to win unless you had mathematics, which you do. And so that's obviously the easiest and most elegant way for you to win here. To do that.
Math rules. This is.
Yeah. So this is why you keep math. Yeah. This is why you keep math.
Indeed. Yes. So. So yes, that was very entertaining game. We thought it was all over for you, as I think you probably did. And
yes. I mean, I was lucky to get. I mean, sometimes you
like once astronomy appears on the board, like there was hope.
Yeah, astronomy was
there's-
a good card that you got, and obviously evolution was vital
yeah.
to doing that.
Yeah, it was like astronomy into atomic theory into evolution.
That was perfect. That's perfect.
So yes, so another champion for you, thwol. You've probably lost count of how many of these you've collected.
Yeah, I think Attica keeps account for me.
That was a good game. Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks.
Thank you very much for streaming it. Like, I think it's.
Yeah, I think that Twitch didn't work out. The Twitch my laptop was too too laggy to like have a decent stream. Like it froze in the middle. So or like it froze at the beginning. So the Twitch didn't work out. But yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.
Stop recording.
At this point.